Hi, good morning. This is Leslie,
And Stephanie, good
and we
morning.
are the Hand Readers Guild. And we are live with you this morning with our puppies who are being a little bit naughty. So you might hear them in our video today. We're here to talk to you about hands and the lines in the hands and how they change over time. A lot of people don't know, I think, that the lines in your hands do change.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been tracking my own hands 30 years, 29 to be exact.
20 to be exact on mine.
Right. And do you hear growling? They're behind me. So we are going to talk to you about that. We're going to show you some examples so you can see how that looks and maybe think about watching your lines in your own hands. And but before we do that, we're going to tell you a little bit more about us. So we are the Hand Readers Guild, as I'm swatting my dog. And we do these live streamed pretty much most Sunday mornings. And then they're recorded for you on our YouTube channel where you can watch them anytime you want. And you can also come to our group on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, the Hand Readers Guild Forum. We also have a page on Facebook. The group on Facebook has a lot of diagrams and posts with different things about your hands, lifelines, thumbs, all kinds of good stuff. Mm-hmm. And so if you join there, you can ask us questions, make requests. You can comment on these video as we're talking if you want. And
lots of reference that you can go back to. So if you happen to see something on a video, you can look back at the Hand Readers Guild forum and it will be right there.
Right. And you can find maybe some other diagrams that are related. We have things listed by topic. And we also, before we get started, we're going to do our little disclaimer.
We are live. We do not edit these. We have dogs and I have kids that come in and ask for signatures on stuff all the time. This week, my feature is my furnace, which may or may not be extremely loud. So
it's pretty cold out today.
It is cold out today, but we are doing this live. Again, we don't edit it, so it is real life.
Real life. You get to listen to our dogs, kids, neighbors, whatever happens during these. We don't edit it out. So, and we just laugh, and we hope you'll laugh with us. But that said, let's get on to looking at hands. So changing lines, that's our subject for today. So let's talk a little bit about lines and how they get formed in your hands. A lot of people think that the lines in your hands have something to do with how you use your hands. This is absolutely not true.
That is true.
Yes, the lines in your hands are formed because you have more nerve endings that come down from your brain into your hands than any other part of your body. And there are scientific studies that show that you actually get more information coming from your hands to your brains than from your eyes and ears combined. And I bet a lot of people don't know that, but I was thrilled when I found out that little tidbit.
Makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I have that bookmarked on my computer in case somebody challenges me on that. I can point them to that article. So the lines in your hands literally are a reflection of how your brain is wired. So when we look at your hands and we're looking at the lines, it's as if we were able to crack open your skull and read what's going on up there, but without the pain and the mess that would happen if we did that. That would kind of be gross, wouldn't it?
It would be totally gross.
Yeah, whereas hands, they're nice and tidy and they're right there in front of you.
One of the things that we should mention is the lines in your hands, actually, they do change, but the only thing that does not change are your fingerprints.
Right. Yes.
So we just want to make that clear. Right. We're talking about changing our lines in our hands.
Right. And we do have a video that has a little bit of an intro to fingerprints, to the 4 types of fingerprints in our YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's there on Facebook somewhere. But if you want to find it easily, just go to our YouTube channel if you're interested in fingerprints. But yeah, we're going to talk about lines today. So how fast do they change? That depends.
That depends what's happening.
Right, because the reason they change is because our brains are plastic. We actually are continually rewiring our brains. So if you have an experience that changes how you view life, if you have a change in beliefs, if you have a trauma or something that happens to you, that can change the lines in your hands. If you do a lot of personal growth work, that can change the lines in your hands. Situations in your life change them. What else can you think of?
Physical issues, that kind of changes
health.
stuff too. Health issues,
Yep.
mental health, emotional health. Yes.
Right.
All of it is combined. And
right.
Yes.
There are a few things that point out health issues in your hands, but I do want to say that we are not doctors.
No.
And I do feel it's not right to diagnose those for people.
Absolutely.
But I will occasionally ask someone if certain things run in their family.
Right.
Just as a little kind of heads up. So, okay, so let's look at a few examples. Let's move on to our first set of hands. So this is JD. Now, these handprints were taken 15 years apart. And JD came to me. It was interesting when she came back in 2017. It was almost 15 years to the day. Because now, how do we get these? Because when we meet with people, we ink their hands. We literally roll ink like you would if you were making a block print onto people's hands and print them. And we always date them. And that's how we can track the changes in the hands. I've had people come back in less than a year and seen some changes. This two sets of hands just happen to be very far apart, but I have seen some changes that happen much more quickly than that. So just want to point that out, that you don't have to wait decades to see the changes in your hands. But the areas in this hand, first of all, you can kind of see that in general, the first print, the 2002 print, is a lot busier on the bottom part of the hand, but it gets a lot busier in 2017 at the top part of the hand. So wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the bottom half of the hand is more of the unconscious realm. It's where the active part of the hand is up here. This is where the energy is moving up and out through the fingers into the world. So I would say that at the time she came in for the 2002 print, there was a lot of more internal struggles going on. Whereas in 2017, some of the stress maybe was happening more on the external realms. So let's look at a couple of close-ups of these areas of her hands. So this is that area at the top part of the hand. That's the whole section across here. That line that goes up at the top is her heart line, and then there's her head line. And you can see there's a little line, a mark that is connecting, pretty deeply carved too, the two lines. And on the top one, that's the 2002 print. It looks almost like a fish, doesn't it? Or like an eel.
Yeah.
And in hand reading, we call that a bubble. And bubbles are stress. That's a stress marker between head and heart. So we could say one of the reasons that might show up is like her head thinks one thing, but her heart wants another.
Yeah.
But on a big way, though. I mean, in little ways that wouldn't show up necessarily in your hands, but on some big life issue.
Right. Yeah.
And you can see in the 2017 print on the bottom that is definitely changed. It's softened. It's not as closed. It's not as big.
Right.
It's quite different. Quite different. What else are you noticing? I'm seeing that under the fingers, there's a lot more vertical lines towards the pinky side of the hand.
Yeah. Yep.
And
deeper. They're much,
well, they're
deeper.
covering up what she has, a beautiful star on the 2002 print up there. You see the star marking?
Oh, right. Yep. She has several stars up there.
Yeah.
but right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. That's a beautiful star of Apollo, which is the star of creativity. And it's considered a gift. And we do have a video on stars in the hands, if that's something you're interested in. But on the 2017 print, there's a lot of verticals covering that up. And it seems to me, and just sort of mess in general. And you can't really see that star anymore. So that says to me that some of those external stresses might be preventing her from really spending time being creative.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at the other part of her hand, which is the lower half, the moon. So this is the mound of the moon. The mound of the moon is this heel of your hand down here. And the 2002 print at the top, the lines seem a lot more deeply carved. And she has another big kind of bubble up there that's kind of sitting on the base of her. Well, if you could see the whole hand, and let's go back 2 slides. It would be sitting at the base of her lifeline, down at the very center of her hand right here. So going back here, you can see it's a pretty big bubble. And again, in the 2017 line, it is softened and not so solid. And that, what do we call that big bubble on the lifeline at the base?
Isn't that the bitter pill family thing?
Yes, family baggage.
Yeah.
So you can see that she's been working on her family baggage. It's not completely gone. And think about that, 15 years of working on family baggage, and it's still not completely gone.
Yeah.
That's some intense family baggage.
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
All right, let's look at another hand. So this is Larry. In 2002, when Larry first came to me, he was going through a divorce. And he had also lost his job, and he wasn't sure where he was going to be living, and he was having a whole lot of stress. And you can see there all of his main lines, his headline, his heart line, his lifeline, the 3 main lines, they look like someone like they're fuzzed out, like he stuck his finger in a light socket.
It does look like that, all very electrical.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Like, yeah. Like, just kind of looked kind of stressed out altogether. The moon had a lot of stuff going on down there. This area right here, which we sometimes call Pluto, right? And Pluto's the underworld. So that area there, right on the outer edge of his hand, under his heart line, has got some stuff going on. That when we see him again in 2006,
not
so much.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you pointed out was where his moon cleared up. You want to mention that?
Oh, right on his headline. His headline looks like it got a little shorter or clearer, maybe.
Yeah, I think shorter even.
Maybe making better decisions, faster decisions. I don't know.
Faster decisions, right.
Faster decisions to get your life going. There you go. But it also ends in 2006 where you can't see it in 2002. In 2006, you can actually see that there's a print right there. Those are
right. Skin ridge patterns that forms what looks like a fingerprint.
In the palm of the hand.
In the palm of the hand. Which not everybody has those. Have we done a?
Yeah, we've done that in our gift markings. We have a gift markings video, I believe.
Right, but we haven't done a video just on glyphs in the hands, have we?
No.
That might be.
We mentioned them.
Yes, we have mentioned them in other videos. So it is possible to have what look like fingerprint glyphs in your palms. Not everybody does.
Not everybody does, and not everybody can see that they do.
Well, I actually...
Lots of them can be hidden.
I have one, and you know what? It took... even though I know what to look for, it was so covered up by lines, it took me more than a decade to go, hey, look what was hiding under there. Mine's very small.
It's like cleaning out your attic and finding a treasure.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so that would also on, in a practical level mean that he gets to use that in his life, whereas before it was all covered up.
Right.
And the stress was preventing him from accessing the all
That
of
energy.
the juice from that glyph.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that in 2006, everything wasn't all entirely cleared up, but it was certainly a lot better for him. And let's just look at a little close up here of the upper part of his hand. And you can see that just right under the fingers, the lines there have gotten a little clearer and cleaner. You can see that the heart line and the headline are not quite as fuzzy looking as they were.
Mm-hmm. Some of those squares that you can see in 2002 or whatever, 2002.
Yeah, 2002.
Those are going away in 2006. So
right.
The energy for that, we call that gridding.
Right. Like literally like gridlock.
Gridlock. So
Yeah.
Any kind of energy from that area is going, wait, I can do it. No, wait, shouldn't do it. Wait, we're going. Nope.
Right.
Not right now.
Right.
The guy in front of me braked. What?
Right. Exactly. So that is clearing up for him.
He's doing a great job. Yeah.
Able to make some movement forward. And, recovering from a divorce is no easy thing. So to do that in 4 years, that's actually not bad.
Yeah. And all those lines are going towards his heart line, and those are starting to clear up. So he's losing some baggage a little bit, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at this set of hands here.
These are some hands. I have about a span of 3 decades with these, almost 3, just about as many as I have of mine. This is Stacy. She has done so many things from 2007 to 2016. In 2007, she was doing her thing, having a good, I can't even think of what was going on in 2007. I know in 2016 that she had a whole different life than it was in 2007.
Well, I got to tell you, the quality of her lines looks even different. Like they look so carved in 2007, like someone took a knife and carved them in. Mm-hmm. And in 2016, like those are some serious fire lines in 2007. And in 2016, they look more watery or airy.
That actually makes more sense because in 2007, she was doing a lot more of the fiery kind of work. Very passionate, had to stand on her own, was independent.
Right.
2016, she became more of a caregiver. Mm-hmm. And was caring for somebody else instead of just herself. So it's a little more from being independently independent to being independently dependent.
Well, this hand has a lot of changes. A lot of changes. And I mean, one of the things that I'm seeing right now is she has a lot of these attack lines. So attack lines are literally lines that come from inside the thumb area, cross over the lifeline,
and go this way and goes anywhere.
Yeah. So it starts by the thumb, crosses over the lifeline horizontally or on an angle, diagonally, and comes and hits some other part of your hand. And basically that's if it crosses your lifeline, it says it's an experience that affects your life force. And so she has a lot of those you can see in 2007, and in 2016, boy, are they cleared up a lot.
Yeah.
And then let's go to the close up here of the area right under her pinky. And this is the outer edge of her hand. And so you can see there also a lot of clearing, a lot of changes. It's so almost radically different, but they're clearly the same hand, but that's quite a lot of difference. And it's
a big difference. Yeah. Some of those lines have actually connected and become a longer line. And some of them that were stars aren't quite as bursting as they used to be.
Right.
Right.
And the vertical lines are lines moving the energy up and out. So she had some, actually, you can see on the first one, which is 2007, she has an attack line that's coming across towards her Pluto mound towards Mercury. And in the more recent print, there's a vertical line that actually stops it. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't go there.
There's a vertical line that stops it. So that's preventing that from actually having that full effect before. And it's kind of almost like she's had realizations and she's bringing them up through the communication finger.
Do you think at some point she might be able to have a star right there?
Potentially. It looks like she's building a little star right under the Mercury finger.
Yeah. Yep.
Which wasn't there in the first one.
Right. That is much better looking.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at, just in case you were thinking that all the changes happen in the right hand, because the first 3 examples we've given you have all been people's right hand. This is a left hand. So your changes in your hands can happen in either hand. And we haven't talked about the difference between the right hand and the left hand, but we're going to talk about right hand, left brain, left hand, right brain. And in terms of how our world is set up, it is a left brain world. So we always look at the right hand as like kind of our public face. Like, what do we show people in our left brain world? Whereas the right brain is a little more tuning into our inner workings. So the left hand we associate with our inner workings. So here's somebody's left hand that has made quite a lot of changes as well. It's from 2002 to 2005, so 3 years. And you can see there's quite a clearing going on all throughout the palm on this hand. There's above the heart line. The heart line is still pretty darn braided, but below the heart line, and especially on that mound of the moon, are you hearing my dog ringing the bell?
Yes.
It's been going on for a bit. I'm ignoring you.
Ding, ding.
This is one of those things that we said would happen. So let's look at her close up here. So this is her mound of the moon and her lifeline. And I want to point out that her lifeline has changed. And we have a whole video on lifelines. And I want to point this out because lifelines do not talk about how long you're going to live. And if you want to know more about that, check out our video on lifelines. But people get so nervous when I start to talk about lifelines. So I really want people to understand that this is not something you need to be afraid of. I myself have the world's shortest lifeline, and I'm not young anymore. So I won't tell you how old I am, but I'm like double the length of my lifeline if you were to like look at it in terms of when I should have died.
Right, of age or something.
Right, if you were to look at the way some diagrams on the internet tell you to gauge years. Doubled it. So don't get nervous if you have a short lifeline. We explain that on our lifeline video. So here you can see her lifeline, which is the line that circles the thumb area. In the 2002 print, she had a little doubling there, like a sister line to it, which is often considered a bit of protection with something going on in your life where you need a little shoring up of your life force because something might be draining your energy. And you can see in the 2000, what did I say that was? 2005? 2005 handprint that doubling has really pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
Her mound of the moon is much cleaner.
Yeah.
She still has some nice verticals, but a lot of those horizontals have cleared up. And those are definitely stresses. She has some of that gridlock going on between her fate line and lifeline, and a lot of that has cleared up. So this is a really nice example of someone who's been doing some inner work.
Yes, she's done great work. It looks like the first picture, she's doing all the research. and getting details and everything, kind of file. And then the second one is I've got it down. I can, everything's in order. My house is in order. And now I can move forward. And her headline is actually changed slightly, where you can actually see the fork really well. And her fate line kind of goes from the moon into her headline. Whereas before it was kind of broken a little bit. Now it's a little more solid.
Yeah.
So tuning into all those files, she can think clearly.
Right. Getting rid of the gridlock, getting rid of the boxes that they're all filed in. Like, which box is it in? Which box is it in? Right.
She's labeled them now, and she's got them ready to go.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. Because really, this is our filing system up here. And this is what we're looking at. Again, just to repeat, what we're looking at here is how your brain is wired. And, I have to say that when I do these sessions with people, the thing they always say to me is, how do you know all this about me? Do you have a camera? Have you got a camera in my bedroom? Do you know? Well, have you been watching me? How do you know all this about me? And the reason I know it is because I'm reading your brain.
Right.
That's all it is.
It's what's happening in your life right now.
Right. It's how are you wired? I'm just reading your wiring. It's like I have a diagram of your wiring. When you have an electrician, right, they have these diagrams of the wiring that they're going to put in, like if they're building a new building or something. This is literally the same thing, but it's for you. So we hope you enjoyed this little explanation that shows how hands change. If you have any questions, leave them for us in the comments. If you have any subjects you would like us to tackle on future videos, leave that for us in the comments. Or join our Facebook group and interface with us there. We check in, and we will happily answer questions you have. And don't, oh yes, let's show you that again. Nope, that's not it. That's it.
No, it isn't.
Wrong button. I'm still
That's not the right one.
I'm still finishing my cup of coffee. So we're not editing that out, like we said. Not editing that. We're not editing out my dog ringing the bell to say, Mom, I need to pee. So, oops.
Look at the banner. It's not the right one. There you go.
Why is it not doing that?
Let's see if I can.
There it is.
There you go. That's the one right there. That's it. We
told you. Not enough coffee. Okay, maybe I will edit this out. Nah.
It's the end.
We haven't edited any of our videos, so.
Why start now?
I know. Why start now? We know what we're talking about when it comes to hands. I may not always know what I'm talking about with these buttons to click.
Technology is a whole nother thing.
I know. And
we only know human technology.
Not sure how many people watch to the end of these videos anyway. We hope you are.
True. Yeah.
We hope you are. We hope you are, and we hope you will join our group. We hope you will ask us questions, leave us comments, give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Laugh with us. Share pictures of your puppies.
Right. Mine actually didn't do anything through the thing, and yours were funny. Yours. Mine were howling before we started.
They were howling. Yes, they were. Thankfully, mine growled a little, and then they rang the bell. But other than I've got one right here. I'm patting his head. You can't see it. He's out of camera range. There's a nose. Okay, so we will see you next time. And until then, have a great day and keep watching your hands.
Right. Bye.
Bye.